Friday morning. We continue with our yoga portion series, and this morning, or this Shabbat portion is Va'etchanen, which means and I pleaded. We'll get back to the name of the portion later today, but just a few words about this portion. It's a big one. It's a very significant one. It's a portion we read after Tisha B'Av 9 in Av, which is the day of fasting and mourning the destruction of the temples. But in some beliefs, this is also the day of the birth of the Messiah. And one day, maybe when things change and the Messiah will come, this very sad day will turn into a happy day, a day of celebration. So we see the dark side, but also there is some hope, some light, maybe something we can bring to today's situation, Another thing in this portion is the Shema, which is again a very significant prayer. Jews in the darkest times of history recited Shema as they were walking to the death. But it's also a prayer we say first thing in the morning to welcome a new day. So again, that, two sides of it, the bad, the dark, but also the good and the beautiful. In this portion, Moses reminds the Israelites of the Ten Commandments. And I can connect it to yoga, which in yoga we have the yamas and yamas, which again, 10 orders or more of a moral code, how people should behave to live a better, healthy life, not just for themselves, but for the society. Some similar commandments as do not steal, do not harm, stay truthful, and then some other aspect of being pure, and so on. So let's start and move a little bit, and then we'll get back to the portion. We'll get back to Moses. So come to your back this morning. We'll start just with a good morning stretch. So release yourself onto your spine. Reach the hands over the head. So welcome yourself on the mat. Welcome this day. Point and flex the toes a few times. Extend one side of the body, extend the other side of the body. And then bring the knees to the chest. And gently circle the knees around. You can massage the lower back and the hips. So a few circles to one direction and then take it to the other direction. So now settle in the middle. Take a happy baby. Reach for the sole of the feet. Again, if this is too early for you, maybe bring the hands to the back of the thighs. Trying to bring the knees a little bit closer towards the armpits. Keep that long extended spine. Chin slightly tucked to the chest. Again, be playful here, so rock side to side, maybe reach one leg out and then the other. And then bring the knees to the chest. Release the left foot on the ground. Extend the right leg up. Bring the hands to the back of the leg and gently pull the leg toward the chest. Your leg may shake a little bit, just waking up some dormant muscles. Then cross the right ankle over the left thigh. In that figure 4 pose. Make sure the hips are equally stated on the ground. And then bring the left knee over the left hip. You can gently push the right knee or the right thigh away from the shoulder. Start to tap into your breath. Inhale and exhale. Reach your left foot up toward the ceiling. Okay. And then slide the hands to the back of the left thigh. Use a little bit of momentum here to roll up to seated position. And again, if this is not working for you, you can always push yourself up this way. But if you can, just roll up. Okay? Start to engage the left foot, so flex the toes towards the right knee. Sit straight and tall. Reach the hands up overhead. And again, a gentle fall. It's early in the practice, the body may not react exactly the way you want it to be. If this is too much, release the right foot to the floor, or maybe even bring the sole of the foot down to the ground. But if you can, keep that leg crossed over. Take a deep breath in and take a deep breath out. Inhale, rise up. Now place the right foot on the ground. Maybe slide it forward a little bit. Again, give yourself as much space as you need. Bring the right hand behind the back, reach the left hand up toward the ceiling, and then find a twist here. Keep the shoulders down, heart lifted. One more inhalation. And one more exhalation. Next inhalation will bring you back to the center. And then take a counter twist or turn the chest toward the left leg. Back to center. Extend the right leg next to the left one. Find your sit here. Reach the hands forward. Prime your sitting bones in the floor. Press the heels to the floor. And then grow tall from there, engaging your pelvic floor muscles. Inhale, reach the hands over the head. Exhale, circle the hands down. Inhale, sweep the hands over the head. Exhale, circle the hands down. Hold it one more time. Inhale, reach. Exhale down. Tuck the chin to the chest. You can bend the knees a little bit, hold the back of the legs, and slowly roll yourself down to the floor. Place the feet back on the floor. And then put the left knee to the chest. And reach the leg up toward the ceiling. Again, just open the space. A little bit of muscle engagement, nothing crazy, nothing intense. Make sure not to pull on the legs, so you're just holding it gently. It's okay if your knees bend, don't worry about that for now. Okay? And then cross the left ankle over the right thigh in the figure 4 position. Bring the right knee over the right hip. And breathe in and breathe out. Inhale and exhale. Exhalation, reach the right leg up toward the ceiling. Okay, and then again use the momentum or not to roll to your seated position. Engage the right foot by pulling the toes towards the knee. Okay, again, place the left foot where it feels right for you. Reach the hands over the head. Exhale into your fold. So maybe that second fold, some things started to open to space, and you are able to release just a little bit more. On your next inhalation, rise up. Exhale, release the hands down. Place the left foot on the floor. Bring the left hand behind the back. Extend the right hand over the head and find your twist. Okay, you want to maintain that long spine. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale, breath. Exhale, breath. One more inhalation. One more exhalation. Inhale, to the twist. Then come back to the center. Reach the left leg next to the right. Again, engage the legs, engage the feet. Reach the hands overhead. Exhale, fold forward. So maybe bring the hands on top of the thighs or on the shin bones, just to press the legs down a little bit more and open the back of the legs. Elongate the muscles. If you need to bend the knees here, bend the knees. If you need to sit on something higher, like a pillow or a blanket, go ahead and do that. Sometimes a little bit of lifting of the hips up makes a big difference. So don't be shy to use your props. Take a breath in and take a breath out. And one more. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, release the hands down and sit up and tall. Inhale, reach the hands overhead. And this time, find a twist. So turn the heart over to the right. You can press the hands back like there is an imaginary wall behind you and you're trying to place the palms on that wall. And if you have a tendency like me to stick the ribs out, just bring a little bit of roundness to the lower back. Inhale, center, reach the hands over the head. Exhale, take your T-arms and turn the heart to the left. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale, reach the hands over the head. Exhale, fingers reaching forward, tuck the chin to the chest and find your way back onto your spine. We'll warm up our cat and cows here on the back as we're coming up and down from a bridge. So hands alongside the body. Again, find neutral first. So a little bit of arch in the lower back. Inhale, press the feet down and then peel your hips, lower back, middle back, upper back. Exhale, slowly release from top to bottom. Try to articulate the spine in a way that every individual vertebrae is touching the floor. Go slow. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Two more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. And one more time. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Bring the knees to the chest. One more time to give them a hug, a squeeze. And then roll to the right side. Find your tabletop position. Place the hands on the floor. Make sure the shoulders are over the wrists. Knees just under the hips. Top of the feet are pressing down. And Find that long extended spine. And bring the big toes to touch. Separate the knees maybe a little bit wider and release your hips back. Come to your child's pose. Reach the hands forward. Keep the arms very active. Palm pressing down. Release your forehead down to the ground. Apply a little bit of pressure to the forehead, to the floor, so where your third eye is the place of intuition. And find your breath. Want to create that space. Not just a physical space, but also the mental, the emotional space. Maybe some spiritual space. We'll be talking about, not the Torah portion. Whatever your spiritual is, whatever your inspires you. Take a breath in and take a breath out. And one more. Inhale and exhale. And next inhalation, make your way back into the tabletop. Then tuck the toes under, lift the hips up, downward facing dog. Pedal bicycles and legs here. Yeah, just waking up the body. Again, come into a hold, come into a pose. Try to release the heels a little bit closer to the ground, lengthening the spine. On your next breath in, lift the heels high and shift the weight forward, high plank, the top of the push-up. A little bit of that cow position in the lower back and a little bit of the cat position in the upper spine. Take a breath in. Exhale, hinge your hips back to down dog. One more time. Inhale, lift the heels right forward, high plank. Empty the breath out. Inhale. Exhale. Hinge it back to down dog. Start to lift the right leg up behind you. You want to imprint the foot on the back wall. Take a breath in. Exhale, pull the right knee to the chest. Hover forward. Inhale, kick the right leg back. Exhale, bring the knee towards the forehead, so around the spine a lot here. Inhale, take it back. And this time, pull the knee towards the chest, but round the spine at the same time, so you have enough space to step the right foot through. And take as many mini steps as you need to find your lunge. Lengthen the spine. And then extend the front leg. Bring your chin toward the shin. Inhale, bend the knee, reach round the spine here. We'll do it one more time. Bend the knee, reach the heart forward. And then extend the leg. Inhale back to your lunge. Pivot your left heel down and walk the fingers towards the wide or the long edge of the mat. Make sure your feet are parallel to each other, so see that they look like number 11. Hands under the shoulders. You can always use a block here. And then come into lateral lunges. Bend your right knee. And come back to the center. Bend into the left knee. And come back to the center. So again, couple more times here on your own. Make sure that the leg that you bend towards the foot stays on the ground. So you can spin the other toes up. Again, continue to give support to the knee by engaging the quadriceps. And we'll end up back in the center with the long spine, and from here walk your hands towards your left foot. So pause in lunge here for a moment. Drop the right knee down. Untuck the right toes. Bring both hands on top of the left knee. Lift your chest up. And then shift weight forward and back. Keep the left hand resting on the left knee. Reach the right hand up overhead and then take a side extension. For 3, 2, 1. Inhale, center. Exhale, release the fingers down. Tuck the back toes under, lift the knee. And step the left foot back. Find your downward facing dog. Pedal bicycles the legs here. Inhale, right forward, high plank. Exhale, hinge back, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left leg up behind you. Again, pause for a moment with the hips level. And then pull the left knee towards the chest and hover forward. Bring the shoulders over the wrists. Inhale, kick the leg back, three-legged dog or split dog. Exhale, left knee towards the forehead, round the spine. Push the ground away from you. Inhale, take the leg behind you. And now combine the two. So pull the knee towards the chest, round the spine, and make that space to step the left foot through to lunge. Lengthen the spine, reach the heart, and then extend the left leg. Inhale, bend into the left knee. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend. And exhale, straighten the leg. Inhale, bend the left knee. Pivot the right heel down. Walk the hands to the middle. Find that number 11 feet again. And we'll add a twister, so maybe shorten your stand just tiny bit. Bring the right hand to the lower back and reach the left hand towards the right leg. So ankle, shin, or thigh. You want to bring the left hand from the front. Feel that you're hugging the inner thighs together, but at the same time tearing the mat apart for 3, 2, and 1. Release the hands back to center and change. Left hand to the lower back, right hand reaching towards the left foot, left leg. So again, ankle, shin, or thigh. Three, 2, 1. Release. Walk the fingers towards the right foot. Turn the toes toward the top of the mat. Spin the left heel up and drop the left knee down. Untuck the left toes. Hands back on top of the right knee. Get a little bit of movement here. Then coming to a hold, keeping the right hand on top of the right knee. Sweep the left hand over the head and then take that side extension. So here for 3, for 2, and 1. Inhale, center. Exhale, release the hands down. Tuck the left toes under and step back to down dog. Breathe in your down dog. Bring your feet mat width apart, maybe a little bit wider, and start to walk the hands back. If you have a block, you can use it here. So hold on for a moment in that forward fold. And notice the difference between folding while you sit down and standing up. Just the difference between having the feet closer together and feet wider apart. Lower the hips here for yogi squat, malasana. Again, if you have your block, you can sit on it. It feels great on the hips. You can hang here with the elbows resting on your thighs. You can lower the hips all the way down. Feel free to turn the toes out. If your heels are not reaching the floor, roll the back of the mat and step your feet on. So again here you want the whole foot on the ground. And if this is really easy for you, lift the hips a little bit. So you're engaging the pelvic floor muscles and the core and the legs. So your choice, to hold it in a more restorative way or bring more engagement into the pose. Take one more breath in and take one more breath out. And release the hands back to the floor, lift the hips up. Let the head be heavy.
under the hips. Take a yogi toe, so take your peace fingers, wrap them around your big toes. Again, if you folded the mat, that will be helpful. Okay. Extend the spine, reach the heart forward, and then tuck the chin round the spine and let the head go. That action of forward folding, of releasing, surrendering. Inhale, rise halfway. And then slide your palms under your feet, Padahastasana. You want to bring your toes all the way in line with your wrist. Again, feel free to bend the knees as much as you need to. Maybe one day you'll be able to lengthen the legs completely and bring your ears between your legs. Shifting weight to the front of your feet. For 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, release. Bring your hands to your hips. Press the feet down and rise up. Stand tall for a moment. Find your mountain pose. Take a breath in and take a breath out. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, reach the hands overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Then walk your hands forward again. Find your downward facing dog. Lift the right leg up behind you. And then bring it to pigeon position. So right shin may be parallel to the top of the mat, maybe not. But your thigh is parallel to the long edge of the mat. And if this is not for you, you can roll to your back and come into supine pigeon that we started the practice with. Hold here in a proud pigeon. So again, props are very useful here under the right hip. Wiggle it out a little bit. And then release down. You can take your block or a blanket and place it under the chest to, again, give you a little bit more lift, a little bit more support. You can place it under the forehead. And as you come into a hold, recheck with your breath. You can go back to Moses here. So the name of the portion is
Vaitchanen, and I pleaded. So Moses asked God one more time to let him come to the land of Israel, into Canaan. And God refuses again. And you can, Moses, whatever he did in his past that upset God, frankly, it wasn't a very big deal. If you think of it, he told him to talk to the, if you don't know the story, God tell Moses to take the mater, the stick, and take Aaron and to talk to the rock, so the water will come from the rock. And Moses didn't follow the instructions, so particularly God told him to, and he hit the rock instead of talking to the rock. Anyway, that upset God so much that he punished him by not letting him come into the land of Israel. But he showed him the land. He told him to go up to the top of the mountain and watch and see the land. So let's come out of this side. So slowly bring the hands back under the shoulders. Lift your heart up. Tuck the left toes under and release this side. Maybe reach the right leg up behind you. Stack the hip over the left one. And then re-square the hips, extend the leg and touch the right foot down. Lift the left leg up behind you. And then bring it through into pigeon pose on this side. So again, walk the left foot towards the right edge of the mat. Release the hips down. You can see that my left shin, my left thigh is parallel to the long edge of the mat. My shin not so much parallel to the top of the mat. Again, if you have a lot of space in your hips, that leg can come forward a little bit. If you tie it, bring the heel closer to the groin. Just hang here in the proud pigeon for a moment. Make sure that the left leg is straight and the heel is in line with the hip. And then you can release yourself down. You can use any props that you need to. Pretty deep hip opener. So Moses, he made this mistake and he's getting punished for it. And I want to connect it to karma, which is, karma is the sum of your actions and how they're going to be. It's cause and effect, in other words, but it's not one action that determine your future, but it's the sum of your actions. And Moses, and for 40 years he carried, the Israelites on his back almost, through the hardships and the complaints and the wars, and he stayed strong, and he held to his leadership, and his reward, or his karma, is that we all know him and know his name and know what he did. So maybe he was punished by not being able to come to the land of Israel, but he's remembered as a great leader. So, it's okay maybe to do mistakes and not always to be perfect, but at the end of the day, when you look at the sum of your deeds and your achievements, that's what counts. Just something to take away with you at the end of this practice. What is your code of behavior? How you carry yourself? How you want to be remembered? So do good. Be kind, be decent. You can start to release this side. You can take that left leg back one more time. And then release. We'll end practice today on the belly, so touch the knees down. Shavasana on the belly. Sometimes, especially if you carry all kind of emotions and you feel maybe vulnerable on a certain day, come onto your belly and find your Shavasana here. When we lie on the back, we are very exposed. So there's some sense of, maybe a little bit of protection, of safetyness when we lie on the belly. Have a little bit more time and you want to spend on your mat a few more minutes, maybe get a little bit deeper connection with what we did this morning, the things we talked about. Feel free to hold on to your practice few more minutes. Otherwise, start to make your way out of the belly and find a seat on your heels. Bring the palms together. Rest the prayer in front of the heart center. We'll end this practice today by bringing the prayer to the forehead center to remind us to think good, positive thoughts. And then to the lips, to say, to watch what we say and how we say it. And then back to the heart to remind us to be kind, to be good, which is connected to, our 10 Commandments, to the yamas and niyamas, and just of us being human beings. Please join me as we bow forward and we say to each other, Namaste. Thank you.